everything seems to be working fine from what I can tell. Yup. So let's go, let's get started. This is Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Justice for All on the HD trilogy on the Switch, and I've never played this before, so let's get started. Play the Lost Turnabout. How did I get into this mess? You can't run forever, Mr. Phoenix Wright. He's clearly dreaming. But what have I done wrong? I cannot allow you to go on like this. But I'm just a simple defense attorney. Silence! You are no longer worthy of your title. He must be very deranged if he's having that kind of dreams. What a nightmare. And I bet it was this ringtone that caused it. I really shouldn't be dozing off right before trial starts anyway. Looks like they hung up. Ah, good. I finally found it. Who's this guy? I need more light. There we go. It's nothing personal, Mr. Attorney. A few minutes later, District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 1. Ouch! My head, it's throbbing. And why does it feel so foggy in there? Good morning! Good morning. What's wrong? You don't look well. People are at their best first thing in the morning. Where's that fighting spirit? Sorry, but can you please turn the cheeriness down? My head sort of hurts. Roger that. Am I in trouble or something? Trouble? Wait, never mind. You're a policewoman, right? I thought maybe I had done something wrong. What are you talking about? I'm the one in trouble. What? Placing my life in your hands today, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Life in my hands? You promised me, you said you would prove that I was not guilty. Not guilty? Just when I thought all hope was lost, when all the other lawyers had laughed me off. Leave it to me, you said. You, the one and only Phoenix Wright, came to save the day. And just like that, I was moved to tears, sir. I'll never forget what you're doing for me, ever. What is this girl babbling about? Actually, I really love to watch court proceedings, and I always root for you to win. When I'm off duty, I like to come here and... What's wrong? You've been acting really strange and you keep staring at me. You're making me kind of nervous, sir. Oh, sorry. I'm afraid to ask, but here goes. So, this might sound bad, but, who are you? What? Mr. Wright, how can you say that? How can you do this to the fragile heart of a girl about to go on trial? You're absolutely horrible! No, I mean, I didn't mean it like that. Is this how a defense attorney treats his client, sir? I can't believe this. No, it's just, well, I think you have the wrong person. Yes, who am I? Why am I drawing a blank? Trial will begin shortly. It's the bailiff. Will the defendant and her lawyer please proceed to the courtroom immediately? Trial's about to start. I'm counting on you there, okay? This doesn't look good. I guess I must have amnesia. How convenient. Let's see. What can I piece together? From the sound of things, it's probably safe to say that I'm a defense attorney. And that girl, I said I'd prove her not guilty. I can't believe I made such an irresponsible promise. Ah, lukewarm. Someone please, tell me this is just a bad dream. Why do I get the feeling this is one dream I won't be waking up from? September 8th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. What is it, Mr. Wright? Are you talking to me? Do you see any other defense attorneys here? I guess not. Now then, are you ready? No. What if I said no? Would that be alright? Of course it wouldn't. Why bother asking to begin with? Actually, you see, Your Honor, my memory is kind of... The court will not hear the defense's excuses. Because the defendant is a member of the police, this case is under great scrutiny. Therefore, we must make this trial fair but swift. I believe I have told you this before. I hope you're not telling me you've forgotten. Actually, I have. Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. Yes, Your Honor. As I'm sure you're well aware, the defendant is accused of killing her lover. What's worse, her lover was a fellow police officer. A policeman? You did what to a policeman? It wasn't me. And besides, Destin and I, we weren't lovers like that. In any case, the prosecution would prove that the guilty party is none other than the defendant. Very well. Mr. Payne, please call your first witness. It's been a while, Mr. Wright. Let's see what you've learned since last time. I won't show you any mercy this time, rookie. Okay, and who are you again? The prosecution calls Detective Dick Gumshoe to the stand. Here we go. Don't let me down, Mr. Wright. Nowhere to hide. I'm so dead. Witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir. You don't look very well, detective. Well, sir, the defendant, she works under me, so, you know. You work under that detective? Yes, sir, and while I was a trainee, he was always watching out for me, sir. He's such a wonderful guy, sir. I'll never forget what he's done for me. Okay, calm down. I believe you. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Yes, sir. It happened at the park near headquarters, Expose Park. The victim was one of the local cops, Dustin Prince. He was pushed down from benches on the upper path, sir. Landing beat his body up bad and snapped his neck. The details are listed in the report that was distributed yesterday. Yes. This autopsy report, correct? Why do I not remember getting a copy? I see everything is in order here. Even the estimated time of death is unusually well documented. The victim's watch stopped from the impact of the landing, sir. The results of the autopsy confirmed the time of death. If I may, Your Honor, the prosecution would like to submit this photograph. Very well, the court accepts it into evidence. Crime photo 1 added to the court record. The victim fell from the walking path above. Now then, I recall at yesterday's preliminary hearing, a very important piece of evidence was brought to our attention. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Yes, I guess. Mr. Wright, is your head on right today? There was a very crucial piece of evidence found under the victim's body. Was there? Have you lost your mind? Well, actually, it's just nerves. Give me a second. What? How can you talk like such an amateur? I thought you were a pro, sir. Alright, sir. I'll help you through this. At a time like this, maybe you ought to take a glance at the court record. Court record? Found under the victim's body, pieces of a nearsighted lenses were found nearby. Yep, info about evidence and people involved in the case are all listed there, sir. You can look at the court record by pressing the R button. I just did, yeah. You really know what you're talking about, don't you? It's too bad I'm a cop, right? Just think, I could totally be a legal aid instead. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? Court is in session. Save your chit-chat for later. Sorry, Your Honor. Well, I guess I'd better check the court record and see what I can find. What was it again? The R button? Alright, Mr. Wright, let's see if your notes are in order. What was the piece of evidence found underneath the victim's body? Glasses. That's simple, Your Honor. A broken pair of glasses. That's right. The victim grabbed his killer's glasses as he was being shoved, sir. Was there a witness to attest to this? Like, he couldn't have just, like, landed on a pair of glasses that happens to be on the ground at that moment? He held onto them as he fell? Hey, why are you giving me the evil eye? Those glasses you're wearing. Yes, this is my spare pair. But these glasses they found at the scene of the crime are not mine, I swear, sir. You sure about that? Look, it was a coincidence that on that same day I accidentally stepped on mine. A coincidence, she says. Ugh. Your Honor, I have further evidence to present. Oh, you have more? And this evidence is very decisive. Very well, let's hear from our witness about this evidence. There's something even more incriminating than the glasses under the victim's body, sir. During his date, the victim was pushed from the bench area, but he managed to write the culprit's name on the ground where he landed. But that's not how it's spelled. Yeah, it's not spelled the same. So, is that correct? I don't like saying it, but it was clearly the defendant's name, Maggie, sir. With this piece of evidence and the glasses, it's hard not to say she's the culprit. This is a picture of the writing, Your Honor. Why, this is... Yes, I can see her name is clearly written here. The prosecution would like to submit this picture. Understood. The court accepts it into evidence. A photo of the area around the victim's hand. Crime photo 2 added to the court record. As if the glasses alone didn't make you look suspicious. The victim even wrote your name clear as day on the ground. But, I already told you, those glasses aren't mine. And how do you explain his dying message? It's a conspiracy. I'm not guilty, sir. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Cross-examine? This is it. I'm counting on you. Sure, but what am I supposed to do? What? This isn't like you at all. Normally this is the part where you get in the witnesses' faces. Get in their faces and do what? I guess there's no way around it. Okay, I'm going to lend you a hand. Prosecution's witnesses all hide things from the court, which means they lie from time to time. Lie? But isn't that detective your superior? Well, even if they don't mean to lie, sometimes people just remember things wrong. Like that detective, he does sort of look like a scatterbrain. It doesn't matter. Either way, it's bad for us, sir. That's why when you question witnesses, you have to find and expose their lies. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Talk about trial by fire. Here goes nothing. As long as I can expose the lies, we should be alright. There's something even more incriminating than the glasses on the victim's body, sir. During this date, the victim was pushed. Do we know that it was a date, by the way? Now, you're sure he was pushed and that's how he fell? Yeah, pal, if you look at the victim's body, there's no way it was anything else. But he managed to write the culprit's name on the ground where he landed. I don't like saying it, but it was clear the defendant's name, Maggie, sir. I can present profiles in this one. Yeah. Objection, sir. That's not how it's spelled. Well, what is it? It's coming back to me. What? What's come over me? Without thinking, I just blurted out, objection. And I yelled it at the top of my lungs, finger outstretched, ready to take on my opponent. What a rush! Detective Gumshoe, you talking to me, pal? Please state the defendant's name for me. His voice, that guy. What are you trying to prove with this futile exercise, Mr. Wright? You'll see, this is a very crucial line of questioning. Actually, Mr. Payne, you can answer. The defendant's name, if you please. Where is this ridiculous question coming from? The defendant's name is Maggie Bird. I think someone needs to check the court record. What? It says right here that it's Maggie or Maggie Bird. Ah! It looks like the bird caught the cat napping. What's going on here? I have no idea either, sir. As you can see, the victim did indeed leave a name, Maggie. However, the defendant's name is actually spelled Maggie, E-Y. This is a blatant contradiction of facts. Oh, how about that? I hadn't even noticed. But maybe the victim didn't know how to spell her name correctly. If they were lovers, that's a bit unlikely. May I remind you that it was you who said the defendant is accused of killing her lover? If they were truly lovers, it would be impossible for him to have not known her name. No! This is very true, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. Are you absolutely certain that the defendant and the victim, Dustin Price, were in fact lovers? Yes, I am quite certain, Your Honor. They were a well-known couple in the police force. Detective Gumshoe, please testify for the court the relationship between the victim and the defendant. Yes, sir. Dustin and Maggie. Officer Prince and Officer Bird had been going out for about half a year. It sounded like they were even talking about marriage, but she just said the contrary earlier. The day of the incident just happened to be the victim's birthday, sir. Maggie, I mean, Officer Bird had gotten Officer Prince a present. It was something she had bought over 2 months ago. I should know, because she came to me to ask what she should get for him. Oh, those two sound like they were close. Nevertheless, tragedy struck. Yes, I see. You may cross-examine the witness, Mr. Wright. How do you know exactly? Yeah, how do you know about this? Every year in March, we have a training camp for us cops. Officer Bird was a rookie at the time, and she and Officer Prince seemed to hit it off. They got close, I take it. Actually, I was supposed to go too, but I couldn't pay the deposit for the trip, so I didn't. If only I had gone on that trip. What is it? Oh, nothing, so really. Anyway, it sounded like they were even talking about marriage. Marriage? But wasn't the victim 8 years older than her? What? You saying a guy has got to marry someone the same age as himself, pal? No, that's not what I meant at all. Detective Gumshoe and Dustin were only a year apart, you know. I think this fella has a ways to go before marriage. Mind your own business, pal. The day of the incident just happened to be the victim's birthday, sir. The day of the incident? You mean September 6th? Yeah, the victim, Officer Prince, had just gotten off duty at 5:30 p.m. that day. And since Maggie's night shift hadn't started yet, they went to the park for a bit. I remember when I was young and in love. Oh, it was a jolly time. That's great, Your Honor. I'm glad you're such a cheerful old man. Maggie, I mean, Officer Bird had gotten Officer Prince a present. What present was it? You seem to know a lot about the defendant. Well, that's because I'm her boss, and I've got to watch out for my subordinates. But even what she was going to give as a present, isn't that going a bit too far? Hey, pal, watch what you say. I know everything that happens under me. If someone so much as scratches there, I really don't need to know that much. Mr. Wright, please refrain from badgering the witness. I agree. Even if this witness has a crush on the defendant, that should not be the point of discussion at this time. Yeah, because actually I sort of knew without having played the game that there was something going on between those two. Whoa, wait a second, where are we talking about this? It's all your fault, pal. You're guilty, guilty, guilty. I should have you arrested. I think the good detective is about done here. It was something she had bought over 2 months ago. Over 2 months ago? Yup, she's a very considerate woman, pal. So, what was this birthday present? She got him a glove. A single glove? Why would she only give him one? Actually, Your Honor, the glove in question is a baseball glove. Oh, I see. A baseball glove. Officer Prince was a huge baseball fan. A baseball glove? Is that in the... Nah, that's not in the court record. Just now, I believe you said that the present was something she had bought over 2 months ago. Yeah? Are you saying she bought the glove at a store that far in advance? Nah, nothing like that, pal. Then what is it like? She ordered it. It was custom made. Custom made? The glove was custom made? Yep, that's what I said. So the glove was custom made. Your Honor, I really don't see how this glove is related to this case. Yes, it would seem that there is little relevance. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Do you think this glove is really relevant to this case? Actually, I'm not sure. No, maybe not. Not eating that one. Yeah, right, okay. I don't know where this will lead me, but yeah, exact my thoughts exactly. Of course it is relevant. That glove is the key to this whole case. Yes, bluffing to the max. Now this is a Mr. Wright I know. I'm so happy you're back, sir. I was wondering how long it'd take. This is great. Pressing people. It feels like I've done this before. As if I used to do this to squeeze information from even the most tight-lipped people. Very well, if you are that convinced, then let's hear some more about the matter. Actually, I brought the glove with me today. And? Why didn't you say so earlier? Hurry and show the glove to the court. Well, I didn't think it had anything to do with this case. Anyway, this is it, sir. From afar, it looks like a banana bunch. That's what I immediately thought of. It's rather yellow, isn't it? Birthday present from Maggie to the victim. It was custom made. Baseball glove added to the court record. Officer Prince really liked the color yellow. And that's why you had to special order it? Yep, that's right. That and one other reason. I think this court has heard enough. It is clear that the victim and the defendant were involved with each other. Yes, that's correct, Your Honor. Now, if that is true, it brings up an important question. Was the name Maggie really written by the victim? I see your point, Your Honor. Detective Gumshoe, please tell the court a little more about the name on the ground. Yes, sir. Another testimony. We first looked into their handwriting. Unfortunately, we couldn't confirm that it was the victim's handwriting. Next, we checked the victim's pointer finger. We found that there was sand trapped under the victim's fingernail. There were also scratches on the skin that were caused by him writing on the ground. From this, we could confirm that the victim wrote this name with his right hand. Or someone could have held his hand to do so. Like, you know. Yes, a perfectly logical conclusion. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Thank you, Your Honor. We first looked into the handwriting. Unfortunately, we couldn't confirm that it was the victim's handwriting. Next, we checked the victim's pointer finger. We found that there was sand trapped under the victim's fingernail. There were also scratches on his skin that were caused by him writing on the ground. From this, we could confirm that the victim wrote this name with his right hand. Listening to this, you would think there was only one conclusion, that the name was definitely written by the victim. But don't you think that would be really strange, sir, if Dustin really... shit, I can't go back. Do you think I would have gone through that much trouble to get him his present? Present? What about it? Oh, wait. It's a right hand. From the picture anyway, it looks like it's a right hand glove. Unfortunately, we couldn't confirm that it was the victim's handwriting. Also scratches on the skin. If Destin really wrote that message with his right hand, do you think I would have gone through that much trouble to get him his present? Why? Do you wear a baseball glove on your offhand? I'm not clued up about baseball enough to know that kind of detail. Well, from the position of the how should I say? Of the thumb, it looks like a right hand. But was he wearing it? I don't know where this is going. I'm going to present it. Detective Gumshoe, take a look at this. That's the glove, right? Could you tell the court what is special about this glove? What's special? Never really thought about it, but it's really yellow, and that's about it. Yes, it's really yellow, but that is only one of its qualities. Huh? There's another reason why it's special. And what would that be? It's very simple. This glove is made for a left-handed person. Well, it looks like something that you wear on your right hand from what I can see. But maybe when you're left-handed, you wear your baseball glove on that hand? I suppose. Left-handed? Why, you're absolutely right. This glove is made to be worn on the right hand. So I was right. That is why it had to be custom-made. I have never seen a bright yellow left-hander's glove for sale, have you? Well, no. So, detective, which hand did the victim use to write the name with again? That's easy. Look, it's obvious from this picture that it was his... Wait a second. Don't forget that the victim was left-handed. Ah! I object. Overruled. Mr. Wright, I would like to know what your line of reasoning proves. Ah, can't you figure it out on your own, Your Honor? There is only one conclusion that can be drawn. A left-handed person could not have written the message with his right hand. Therefore, the person who wrote the name Maggie could not have been the victim. Order! Order! When you think about it that way, then yes, it is not possible that this name was written by the victim himself. And that means Maggie is... No, it's not possible! Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. The evidence the prosecution has presented has failed to prove the defendant's guilt. In fact, I believe you have proven her to be innocent. No! Alright, you did it, Mr. Wright. Whew, I feel like I can breathe again. It seems that we have reached a conclusion. You did a fine job once again, Mr. Wright. Me, Your Honor? Well, thank you, sir. See, you got complimented by the judge again. You're really good. And that's why you can't give up being a lawyer, sir. Are you joking? I'm more than ready to retire. I will announce my verdict. This court finds the defendant Maggie Bird. Yeah, it felt like it had been too easy. It's still too hot in here. You're gonna have to excuse my attire. Because I've got this little fan here and I want to be able to fit it on me. It's my all-important badge. It shows that I am a defense attorney. I found this in my pocket, but I don't remember what it means or how it got there. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Payne? The prosecution is not finished yet. What do you mean? We would like to call our next witness to the stand. What? And what did this witness witness? The moment the victim was pushed to his death. What's more, he saw the very face of the culprit. What? the heck? Order! Order in the court! I believe a recess is in order. Afterward, we will hear from this new witness. I had a feeling that was a bit too easy. Yeah, me too. That's what I said earlier. I need more information. I'll have to see what I can find out during this recess. I can't let my guard down. It's only going to get tougher from here. Court is adjourned for recess. To be continued. I see. I know. That's not the same music anymore. Oh. It's kind of disappointing. Amnesia? I can't believe my lawyer is trying to defend me in such a state. Why didn't you tell me, sir? I'm sorry, I didn't mention it to you. Oh, I know what to do. I heard you could fix something like this with a really strong shock to your system. Go on, lower your head a little. A Maggie kick should be all you need. No. I think I'll pass on this one. Come on. I'm sorry. Whenever I see someone in trouble, I have a hard time leaving them alone. I tend to stick my nose where it doesn't belong and try to tackle everyone's problems. While my head's one problem you won't be tackling today. Well, we're here to solve your problem first. We can deal with mine later. For now, do you think you can fill me in on a few things? Of course, I'd be honored to. Well, I guess we'll start with my name and then I can tell you about me. No, that's okay. Really, I think I know you and your name pretty well by now. I was wondering if you could help me figure out a few things about myself. So, my name is Phoenix Wright. What a weird name. This is serious. You really don't remember. I'll tell you what, sir. You can have this back and maybe it'll help. This is a business card. I got this from you. It's my most prized possession. You can borrow it for now, but please give it back, okay? Okay, there are some numbers written on the back. Oh, that's your cell phone number. Phoenix's business card added to the court record. I guess for now we should stop talking about me and start talking about the case. Yeah, this case? Yup, can you think of anything that would be helpful for me to know? What can I tell you? I can't think of anything other than an incident with that cell phone, but... Cell phone? Yeah, your eyes lit up when we talked about it at the detention center, sir. Hurry up then and tell me. This might be very important. Okay, Roger. So hot in here. Give me a sec. Oh, blimey. Anyway, it was on the day of the crime, just before 6 p.m. I picked up a lost cell phone while on a walk with Dustin. Hold on. Sorry, I didn't mean to let that play on the loop. All of a sudden, that phone started ringing. Beep. Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give this back. I'll be right there. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. You can call me Maggie. We agreed to meet up at 6 p.m. Dustin and I waited for the person to show up, but they never did. So where is the phone you found now? I gave it to you yesterday. To me? Is it that phone in my pocket? You mean this? Do you think it has anything to do with the murder? I don't really know, but if my eye is lit up. You were here all along. You're so mean. I called you a million times, but you wouldn't pick up. And when I went to check in the courtroom, everyone had already left. Now who in the heck is this? Let me guess, I'm supposed to know this girl too. Hey, good morning, Maggie. And a good morning to you too, Maya. So, how's it going? Is there a word for worse than abysmal? Oh, and what if I said that everything will be fine? That's right, it's Maya to the rescue with the ultra-decisive, super important evidence. Here you are, Nick, the thing you wanted me to bring. Thanks. What the heck is this? A list? It has about 20 people's names and phone numbers written on it. It was kind of tough, but I managed to dig up some dirt. It looks like these guys are up to no good. No good? As in, there's a group of con artists the police are currently investigating. I think these guys are members of that group. A list of unfamiliar names and phone numbers. Members of a con artist group? Why would a group of con artists pop up in a case like this? Don't look at me! And where did you get this list from in the first place? What? Don't you remember, Nick? You're the one who asked me to look this up yesterday. Oh, is that right? Still as hot as ever. It's just as hot today as it was yesterday. I started out with my t-shirt on, but I had to take it off because it's way too hot. I've got my fan right here just to blow air on myself because it's feeling way too hot. But I'm all right otherwise. Oh, is that right? These numbers were in the memory of that phone Maggie found. So that's where they're from. You're awfully forgetful these days, Nick. I hope I never get to be a forgetful old prune like you. Maya, actually Mr. Wright is... Mr. Wright, recess is now over. Yeah, little USB-powered fan. Miniature one, but it's enough for one person. Oh, oops. Guess you have to get going. We can talk about you being old later, Nick. Wish us luck. I guess I have all the pieces now, more or less. All that's left is to put it all together. It's not going to lose this. I can't. I can't lose this. Come on, Nick. Better get a move on. Yeah. So I played Resident Evil HD again. Late last night off stream, and I managed to rank one spot higher on the list. I was 2 seconds faster than the previous number 4, so I'm now number 4 in the ranking, with the cheaters counting in. So there was only one legit person I can't beat, and I tried and I couldn't. That guy has to be super optimal, more than I can ever hope to be, I think. Court will now reconvene. Please call your next witness to the stand, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. But before I do, if I may say a few words. What is it, Mr. Payne? It's about the next witness. He has a tendency to say things that rub people up the wrong way, you see. So I ask that the court might be a little lenient on... There is no need to give a preface. Just hurry up and call your witness, please. Yes, Your Honor. The prosecution calls its next witness. Little ones, yeah. Just very little things. It would be very hard for me to be way more optimal than I was. You literally have to have a perfect trajectory all the time and not make a single witness throughout, I think, to even hope to come close to the best time. Anyway, before I do, I'd like to clarify a little something. Oh, alright. Go ahead. Just now, you introduced my wonderful self to the court, correct? Perhaps as a drifter who was taking a walk? Did I? But I will not stand for that. Now you've tinted the court's eyes and colored me wrongly. Sure, I suppose calling me your university, blah blah blah. He's not gonna shut up, is he? Props to that guy with the best time, yeah. Definitely, yeah. Yes, I understand. I'm very sorry. I will be more careful from now on. What is he? A human chatterbox? I have to question him? Fashion, cars, women, glasses, and of course university. First rates only need apply. Glasses? But you aren't wearing glasses. That's enough. Your name, witness. Oh, is that how you want to play this? Using your power and influence to keep the young people down? I see how you work now. You old people and your dirty tricks. I thought you had me, but you thought wrong. You thought you had me, but you thought wrong. I'm sorry, it won't happen again. Oh man. I forgive you. Alright, I suppose I can tell you my name. I'm Richard Wellington, the drifting virtuoso, with a PhD in drifting, as it were. If you wanted to, you could call me a university student in transit. You're a dropout, essentially, aren't you? Mr. Wellington, on the day of the murder, you were taking strolling through the park, correct? It would appear that you are attached to that word. If you must, then by all means. But I remind you that I am in no way a prepubescent boy out on the walk with mommy. If you must know, anyway, please testify to this court what you saw during your walk through the park. See, you said it again. Taking a walk. You know you. What you witnessed will do, Mr. Wellington. I was at the park all afternoon, deep in thought about my life situation. I don't remember the time at all that well, but I do believe it was past 6 p.m. All of a sudden, a police officer falls from above, right in front of my eyes. Without a thought, I looked up, and there I met the eyes of a charming young lady. Of course, I remember her sweet face. It was that of the pretty defendant there. The only other thing I saw was the banana that fell with the police officer. The banana. Well, the baseball glove, I guess. That was certainly a decisive testimony. Decisive. Nick, did you hear what he just said? Yeah, that's all you have to say? How can you be so calm? It's strange. My mind is very calm and clear. Maybe it's because I believe in my client. You mean Maggie? Yes, and if she really is innocent, then that can only mean one thing. That guy is lying. You may now question the witness, Mr. Wright. I'll find out the truth, no matter how well you craft your lies. What I saw that day. I was at the park all afternoon, deep in thought about my life situation. Yes, so you were at the park all afternoon. You seem to have a lot of free time. That was very rude of you, but then again, what can I expect? That's what you get from a man who graduated from a no-name trashy university. No name? Trashy? Now, this might be hard for a mush-headed, feeble-minded baboon like you, but I have to think very carefully about the future of our great country. But I thought you said you were thinking about which college to go to just now. Oh, please. Which university I go to will directly affect the future of this country. That arrogant little snot. I don't remember the time all that well, but I do believe it was past 6 p.m. Is that possible? All of a sudden, the police officer falls from above, right in front of my eyes. Without a thought, I looked up there and I met the eyes of a charming young lady. Yeah, let's press him on some of those things. And how did you know he was a police officer? You obviously have no idea how powerful my deductive reasoning skills are. With one glance, I could tell just what kind of occupation he held. That shoddy do-it-yourself hairstyle, blah 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 blah. He's not gonna shut up. Yeah, well, okay, he was wearing an officer's uniform. Shouldn't that statement have come first? Wow, that's pretty impressive. Hey, Nick, do you think he's figured out what I do? Even I haven't figured that out yet. Without a thought, I looked up and there I met the eyes of a charming young lady. Are you sure you got a good look at her face? Animals have this thing called an eye, Mr. Wright. They use this eye to see things. In the case of humans, we have two of them. Yes, even you. I don't care if I have them or not. Did you or did you not get a clear look at her face? That's what the witness was just about to get to. I would like to request that Mr. Wright not use such a loud voice during questioning. Sustained, Mr. Wright. Please refrain from raising your voice in this court. Then please don't make me have to raise my voice. Are you finished? I'd like to continue if that's alright with you. Of course, I remember a sweet face. It was that of the pretty defendant there. So you're sure you are not mistaken? Please, don't confuse your pitiful train wreck of a life with mine. I'm what you call a famous brand name product, while you are only a cheap imitation. That's not nice. There is no way someone as magnificent as myself could have made a mistake. Of course, of course. Oh, of course. Did you notice anything else of interest, witness? The only other thing I saw was the banana that fell with the police officer. Objection! Those are not bananas. Objection! Mr. Wellington, I believe I have the bananas right here. Ah, so you knew about the bananas too. Why didn't you say so earlier? He's nearsighted. But don't think you can use this as a way to pull more information out of me. And that's where you'd be wrong. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? Isn't that the baseball glove? What? A baseball glove? Doesn't it look delicious? Care for a bite? That's not... It's a... No! Your Honor, I think this proves one very important fact. This witness has bad eyesight. By the way, just how bad are your eyes? Huh? How? What? You... Why are you asking me about this all of a sudden? Your Honor, it is very simple to mistake a glove for a bunch of bananas. No, I don't think so. Objection overruled. You're one of those people. Yes, you know what I mean. You're like those people who refuse to accept, something. And you possibilities. Sure, in the end, we find out, blah, blah, blah. When viewed from afar, I do think there's, blah, blah, blah. And that is why I asked you how bad your eyesight is. They're both 2200. I suppose you're going to tell me that's terrible, right? Why are you not wearing your glasses today, then? That's because I lost them recently, you see. Of course, I was planning on getting a new pair made right away. But you know, my glasses are no ordinary glasses, so to replace them... How about when you witnessed a crime? Were you wearing your glasses then? How about it, witness? You are an unrelenting evil man. Joan of Arc or something? What? Which boils down to you were not wearing your glasses at that time. Therefore, the identity of the woman at the scene of the crime and that of the defendant cannot be proven to be the same by this witness. But the height of difference was only 9 feet. It was very possible for him to see the face of the culprit standing on the upper path. If he couldn't identify the glove right next to the victim, that was even closer. How can he identify that woman from who was up there? Witness, please be more accurate in your testimony. Remember, a person's life is at stake. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, please continue with your testimony. Please tell the court what happened next in the moments after you witnessed the crime. The girl on the upper path ran away as soon as she realized I was there. After that, I immediately called the police station to report the crime. It must have been 6:45 p.m. when I made the call. That seems like an awful long time before finding the body and calling the police. They must have a lot of free time on their hands since they showed up within 10 minutes. So the person who was on the upper path saw you and then ran away. Yes, that is correct, which is why even someone without a superior brain like mine can understand that. That girl is the murderer. You may question the witness now, Mr. Wright. Yeah, that would have been 17 minutes later. List of con artists and their phone numbers. Yeah, right. Yeah. The time difference is really weird. Mr. Wellington, would you please take a look at this? You mean the victim's autopsy report? According to this, the murder occurred at 6:28 p.m. So what of it? You said that you called the police immediately after the murder took place. However, by the time you had called the police, it was already 6:45 p.m. There is clearly a 15-minute gap here. Do you deny it? I think this court would like to hear what you were doing during this 15-minute gap. The witness was in shock at the time after witnessing a terrible murder. It's only to be expected that he would be a little dazed. 15 minutes is hardly what I would call a little dazed. Mr. Wellington, yes? Explain yourself. What were you doing during those 15 minutes? Answer the question. I think I know where this is going. Shit, I have something in my eye. I think I'm fine. Yeah, I know where this is going. Ah, you're going to be back? Poor eyesight sucks. I hate bugs and it was a horrible experience for you. Yeah, okay, yeah. See you in a moment. Well, what I was going to say is, I know where this is going. He's going to say, well, I had to find a phone box or something. And then I can just show the picture and show. But there was one right there. Telephoner, I mean. Spit it out. I was searching for a phone booth. A phone booth? You mean you don't have a cell phone? You and your questions as if you're trying to open all the layers of a Matryoshka doll. You must think you're really something special. Witness. I lost my cell phone. There, are you happy? You lost it. Unbelievable. You lose your glasses and your cell phone? You must be very scatterbrained when it comes to your belongings. What? Are you saying that first-rate people are never allowed to lose things? Haven't you ever heard of a blah blah blah, a blah blah blah, and blah blah blah? Enough. Oh man, oh man. Wait, hold on a second. You lost his cell phone? That cell phone, could it be? You mean this phone Maggie found? There's no way. Boy, I didn't see this coming. What should I do now? Mr. Wellington, where is your cell phone right now? Hey, what are you getting all excited about? You seem to be a little confused. I found my phone. I have you know, see, here is it. Oh, I see. Looks like he's got his phone. I thought that just maybe this was his. But well, they're exactly the same model, so... Well, then I think we've cleared this issue up. At the time of the murder, the witness did not have a cell phone because he had lost it. Therefore, the delay in his call was caused by a search for a phone booth. So he says. Well, that's the gist of it. I guess you could put it that way. I guess you could put it that way and leave it at that. Do you have any further questions, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, the witness's testimony does not make any sense. I don't believe that there was ever a need for the witness to search for a phone. How dare you? You can't just make outrageous claims like that. You do have some sort of proof, don't you? Well, yeah, of course. This evidence should be good enough, I think. That would be that picture. It's quite simple, actually. Please take a look at this. At the crime scene photo. Is there a problem with it? Oh, there's nothing wrong with the picture. But if you don't understand my logic after looking at it, something is wrong with you. No, it's a phone booth. That is correct. All the defendant had to do was walk 3 steps. Mr. Wellington, why did you not use the phone that was right in front of you? It was not out of order, was it? What does reporting the crime a little late prove for the defense? The witness can't explain what he was doing for those 15 minutes. That is reason enough to throw suspicion on his testimony. Yes, this is very true. What do you have to say for yourself, witness? Then I bet this phone really is. Nick? He must have killed Dustin and get his phone back. But Maggie said that she was going to return it to him. So there was no reason for him to kill for it. And on top of that, we still have the phone she found anyway. But if he wasn't looking for his cell phone, maybe he was looking for something else. Was he? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any thoughts you would like to share with the court? Can you offer an explanation as to what the witness was doing during those 15 minutes? Heck if I know. Looking for his glasses, maybe? Oh. There is only one possible explanation. Alright, let's hear your explanation. However, be forewarned that if your explanation is not persuasive, you will be penalized. Think carefully before you present, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I probably shouldn't have said that there was only one possibility. Please present to the court the one piece of evidence that will answer the following. Why didn't the witness call the police right away? I wish I could have saved before. Because he was busy writing the name in the sand. Perhaps this is the evidence you need to be convinced. Perhaps. That was just an idea I thought I'd throw out. I suggest that perhaps you should find a better piece of evidence. Of course, Your Honor. Well then. Before you do, you will be penalized. Ouch. Okay, let me save. Alright, before I make my choice. Mr. Wellington. What? Don't do that. You almost gave me a heart attack. These are your glasses, aren't they? Where did you find... I believe the court all heard what you just confessed to. That these glasses are in fact yours. I'll tell you where they were found, Mr. Wellington. These glasses were found under the victim's body. Order! Now wait a second, hold on. I didn't confess or confirm anything. Your Honor, I think the answer is quite clear here. As he fell, Dustin Price grabbed the culprit's glasses. The culprit knew that he had to find his glasses and searched frantically for them. What he didn't realize was that they were under the victim's body. And that is why you take him 15 minutes for that. Are you indicting the witness as the real murderer? Of course, that is precisely what I am doing. Oh. I know I'm right. He is the real murderer. Did you figure it out, Nick? More or less. Turns out the cell phone was the key to this case after all. Anyway, now is our chance to deep six this guy. I'll sink him in one shot. Yeah, this is so exciting. Watching you work again. Somehow my old self is coming back to me. It's time to sink or swim. Everything rests on the edge of a knife. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Order! Order! Your Honor, the defense is making a mockery of this court. Without any solid ground to stand on, he accuses the witness of being the murderer. Yeah, that's right. I'm no criminal. This third-rate fraud of a lawyer. In that case, why don't we look at it from a different perspective? Let's hear your explanation as to why you are not the murderer. Why? That's easy. For example, there was the name the victim wrote. What about that? Oh, you mean the name Maggie? Yeah, even an idiot like you can read that, right? But we already know this was not written by the victim himself. After all, the defendant's name is Maggie with an E and Y, and the victim was left-handed. In other words, in order to make the defendant look guilty, the real criminal used the victim's right hand to write her name on the ground. But, wouldn't that mean that the real criminal was someone the defendants knew? Otherwise, how else would that person know her name was Maggie or Maggie? That is a good point. The witness didn't even know of Miss Bird before this trial. Ah, I forgot. Was there any way this creep could have known Maggie's beforehand? There was no way, or there was a way. Let's just say that there was. Now, will the defense please present its case? How could the witness have known the defendant's name? How could the witness have known the defendant's name? Oh, in the profiles, maybe. Prince Richard Wellington. Well, they're the same age for one thing. I'm not sure. Maggie found this in the park. She got in contact with its owner. Ah, yeah, that. Mr. Wellington, you didn't have your cell phone with you on the day of the murder, correct? So what if I didn't? When you realized you had lost it, what did you do? What did I do? Didn't you try to find it by calling it? Why, how did you... Your Honor, these questions have nothing to do with... Overruled. Mr. Wright, where are you going with this line of questioning? Do you think there is some relation between the witness's cell phone and the murder? I do, Your Honor. On the day of the murder, Maggie Bird picked up a lost phone in the park. And... she also received a phone call from the owner of the phone. Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give this back. I'll be right there. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. You can call me Maggie. That was when you learned that her name was Maggie. But you made one fatal mistake. Fatal mistake? My client's name is Maggie with an E and Y, but that name that was written on the ground was Maggie with an I and E. This is a mistake that could only occur if all you knew was how her name sounded. Order! Order! But Your Honor, the witness has no motive. And your point is? It's very simple, Your Honor. A person usually would not kill someone without a reason. Mr. Wellington had no reason to kill anyone. That is absolutely correct. I don't have a motive. Mr. Wright. Your Honor, can you explain what motive this witness could have had? It's very simple, Your Honor. Are you sure, Nick? If I said I can't offer an explanation, then the trial is over, right? Yeah, but... Now then, please present to this court proof that the witness had motive. Oh, this? Mr. Wellington's motive is right here. Yeah, he didn't want the police to find out who he had been in contact with, I guess. What is this? A list? These phone numbers were pulled from the memory of the phone of the defendant found. And we have determined that people on this list are members of a certain group. You looked up all these numbers? Of course, this list of phone numbers was stored in the cell phone's memory. Names and numbers belong to people who are members of a certain con artist group. What? Con artists? Can you explain why these numbers were on your phone, Mr. Wellington? This is an outrage, an invasion of privacy. Looking up the phone numbers on a person's phone is a worse crime than murder. You're one of those people. You're just like the cops who raided the blah 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 and blah 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 blah. I don't care, Mr. Wellington. All I wanted for you to tell us what this list is about. You think any of you know what it's like to be a refined man such as me? Your Honor, this is unjustified badgering of the witness. Objection overruled. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? Why would the witness have the numbers of a group of con artists on his phone? Isn't that obvious? The witness is a member of that group. Mr. Wellington is a member of this very group. No! All of your friends' phone numbers are stored right here on this phone. If anyone were to look into these phone numbers, it would be all over for you. That is why you had to kill. No, this is too much. That does make quite a bit of sense. Well, Mr. Wellington, would you care to explain? I got you now. That police officer. Your Honor. What is it, Mr. Payne? Your Honor, this is unjustified badgering of the witness. You said the exact same thing only a few seconds ago. Please, let's think about the content of that phone call. Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give this back. The defendant had already promised that she would return the phone. After that, all Mr. Wellington had to do was meet Miss Bird to get his phone back. Why then would he need to kill anyone? That is a valid point. What does the defense think about this? If you think about it logically, then it makes sense. And maybe we should be thinking outside the box, like Mia would be saying. Yeah, if we think like that, let's see. Maybe that slimeball saw something at the crime scene that made him commit murder. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? Well... I don't think Mr. Wellington wanted to pick up his phone in a very friendly manner. But he was promised his phone, so why would he have been unfriendly to the defendant? I think he must have seen something that didn't agree with him when he got there. The fact that it was a cop, maybe. What was this something? Yeah. Well, he is a police officer, so... The witness saw this, Mr. Wellington. Is he correct? By the expression on his face, I would say that wasn't it. Looks like I was wrong. Oh, oops. Oh, Mr. Wright, try to think before you present again. So he wanted to get his phone back. When he got there, he lost control of himself. It was probably because he saw something that was really bad for him there, and that really bad timing was... Oh, show him the profile, maybe? What Mr. Wellington saw was the victim. The victim? You mean Dustin Prince? Dustin Prince had gone on his date right after his shift was over. With no time to change, he went to the park, still wearing his police uniform. Oh. The girl that picked up my phone is with a policeman. He couldn't have known they were going out, so he began to worry. He was afraid the policeman would ask a few questions before returning the phone. If I do anything suspicious, he might run a check on my phone. In his mind, it was possible they had already run a check on the phone. And he went into a panic, is what you're saying. Exactly. Officer Prince was murdered simply because he was in uniform. Mr. Payne, do you have any comments? I'm thinking... it seems the truth has come out at last. The witness, Mr. Wellington, you are... I can't possibly laugh like that. Impressive, not bad for a person with a third-rate education. What's that supposed to mean? The evidence! Oh, that guy is really creeping me out. All you've been waving around and talking about is that suspicious cell phone. Suspicion phone number this, suspicion con group that. They're all on that phone. But who's to say that phone is really mine? Where's your proof, your evidence? You won't prove that this phone is yours? I already told you earlier. That phone I lost, I've already found it. You don't even have the slightest idea who the phone in your hand belongs to. But you can be sure it isn't mine, you simpleton. It feels good to see you squirm. We do seem to have a problem on our hands with this phone. Whose phone is it? Without knowing that, it's meaningless as evidence. Your Honor, this is bad. I can't let him turn the tables on me like this. The cell phone. There has to be something I've overlooked. I'm not quite sure. This phone has the names and numbers of those in the con group in its memory. I can show them to you, Your Honor. I don't believe this. What are you talking about? What we are trying to determine is who that phone belongs to. Who cares about what phone numbers are stored on it? Besides, who knows, maybe you went and added some of those numbers in yourself. The witness is quite right. I'm afraid I have to reject the defense's proposal. That jerk is back to his arrogant, annoying self again. Well, fingerprints then. I got it. We should check for fingerprints. Fingerprints? I've never heard of such a thing. Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Wellington must have left some prints on his phone. Nick, don't you remember? When you got that from Maggie, you wiped it off. What? You said there was sand all over it, so... Wiped it? I wiped it? Pretty thoroughly, too. Phoenix, what have you done? It's oh so much fun watching third-rate trash babble like morons amongst themselves. He's made a complete recovery. How many times do I have to say this? My phone is right here, you see? Oh, and incidentally, you can't change the numbers stored on this phone. It must have glitched because all the numbers just magically disappeared. You've got to be joking. He erased all the numbers I was going to use as evidence. Mr. Wellington, what's this? By the tone of your voice, it sounds like you still have some fight left in you. Where did you finally find your cell phone? Oh, you are too much. And of course you have no idea what I'm talking about. Oh my god. Now I remember. Looks like they hung up. Good. I finally found it. I switched them. So the phone I have is not the one the numbers of which were looked up. What's wrong, Mr. Attorney? Why the harsh glare in your eyes? Nick, we've worked so hard to get this far, but if we don't do something quick, he's going to get off scot-free. I know. I know this phone has to be his. But how am I supposed to prove something like that? Mr. Wright, if you cannot prove who the owner of that cell phone is, your indictment has no basis and therefore no power. It looks like you came up a penny short. Where did I go wrong? Don't blame yourself. You're merely a third-rate lawyer. You only made one big mistake. Who are you? What are you? That's something you haven't figured out for yourself yet. Who I am? Court hereby concludes the cross-examination. If that will be all, I'll have to bid you gentlemen and ladies goodbye. I have a reservation at that ultra-fancy restaurant on the upper side of town. Thank you for your assistance. You've had a stressful day, so please, bon appetit. Which is not spelled that way, by the way. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just let it go at that? Hold it! Please wait, Your Honor. Alright, Nick. I think I may be able to prove it. Prove it? Prove what, Mr. Wright? Everything! Your Honor, the cross-examination has already ended. Besides, the defense is just going to badger the witness with more inane questions. We will not harass the witness. Is that clear, Mr. Wright? Did you hear that? No harassment allowed, Mr. Attorney. Please, Your Honor. Very well. This is your last chance, Mr. Wright. You may present one piece of evidence to the court. I only get one shot at this. If you cannot prove everything, it's over for your client and for you. Maybe save now. Do you fully understand? I was going to say yes, Your Honor, but I'm sure you are well aware, Your Honor, but the cross-examination period has ended. Were you paying attention, Mr. Payne? I said that Mr. Wright could present only one more piece of evidence. Oh. Now then, Mr. Wright, this is your last chance. It all comes down to this. It's go time. Please present the one piece of evidence that would explain everything. I think it's the glasses. I think it's the glasses. Is this your final answer? It's a bit disappointing. No, that was just a friendly gesture. Ha ha ha. You sure know how to send a friendly gesture, Mr. Attorney. This is your absolute last chance, Mr. Wright, so no more of these friendly gestures. Yes, Your Honor. Sorry. Please present the one piece of evidence that would explain everything. Or the phone? Is this your final answer? It's a bit disappointing. Oh, I know. I'm not allowed any more mistakes. Yeah, I should simply reload the save file, I feel like. Yeah, so we're back a bit before that, but... So it's not the glasses, and it's not the phone either. But it was also covered in bruises. Bruises? I'm grasping right now. Totally grasping. Oh, in the character profiles, maybe? I should make another save closer. Ah, well, never mind. Was dating the defendant Maggie Bird. A drifting virtuoso. No, that's not it either. I'm not quite sure. Well, instead of trying things at random, maybe I should try to actually figure it out. So it's not the phone, it's not the glasses. Could it be the autopsy report? That's not it either. I don't see anything that proves who the murderer was in that picture. Business card. Oh, this? Why, thank you, how nice. Yeah, I was thinking because of the number on the card. So... if he has... Wait. I'm not sure why, but I thought, well, maybe he has my phone, maybe I have his phone, or something like that, so... Here, please have one of mine. Judge's business card. It's written in fancy script. The ink is strong and clear, but I still can't read it. Wait, what am I doing? This isn't the time to be exchanging business cards. Your Honor, there is something very important about that card, and that is the back of the card. This card is important because of what is on the back. You wrote your cell phone number on the back, but But that's exactly it. Can you please call this number from your cell phone? Right now, but court is still in session. It's okay, you'll see. Okay, if you say so, and she still has the same cell phone as in the first game, by the way. Is the defense preparing something, Mr. Wright? We are going to call my cell phone now, and then the court will see everything for what it is. Of all the idiotic, stupid things to do. What? Why is my phone... And what is with the stupid sounding ringtone? Mr. Wellington. How strange. I could almost swear that you're holding my phone. You're... thinking that he had retrieved the phone that held all the incriminating phone numbers on it in its memory, he actually stole mine. I think that's what it is. By the way, before I forget, thank you very much for the lump on my head this morning. I don't think I need to explain any further, except to say... When you went to retrieve your cell phone, you mistakenly took the wrong one. I can't do it. He strangled himself with his own scarf, I think. So that is what happened. You were knocked out by Mr. Wellington. He is a man who lives on his pride and self-image alone. And in order to hide his involvement with the con artist group, he has become paranoid and has lost all ability to make rational judgments. Then Mr. Wright, the phone you're holding, it's Mr. Wellington's, naturally. Speaking of that man, how is he, Mr. Bain? He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Now then, this court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird, not guilty. That is all. This court is adjourned. Yay! I knew that the real you would shine through eventually. I am so moved by what you've done for me, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I feel really bad for Dustin. He didn't do anything to deserve this. It's probably because of me, huh? My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Your whole life? It can't be that bad, can it? Since I was 6 months old when I fell from the ninth floor of my apartment building. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've ever taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and never won or even tied at a game of tic-tac-toe. My life has really been nothing but a string of disasters. That is, pretty bad. I'm not quite sure. They don't give you the year, I think. Up until I went to college, I was known as the Goddess of Misfortune, and then at the academy, everyone called me Lady Luckless. Lady Luckless? I think this is something that we're going to find out very soon. Maybe at the beginning of the second case. What's worse is that my misfortune always seems to latch onto those around me. What do you mean? When I see someone in trouble, I always try to help. Maybe I can... Her age is listed as unknown, so that you can't tell exactly how long after it is. It happened again recently too, sir. There was an old lady pacing back and forth by the pedestrian crosswalk. I gave her my hand, and before I knew it, we were having dinner at my house. Oh, I'm sure that Dustin's gone because of me. That's not true. That glove didn't even have any sort of special meaning. It was just a present to say thanks for covering one of my night shifts. Oh, I see. Everything is all my fault. Dustin's death, your head being all messed up. Well, I don't think my head is that messed up yet. I'm going to find a new life for myself starting now. Next time we meet, I'm sure I'll I'm sure I'll have found a whole ocean's worth of good luck by then, sir. Yeah, after all, the goddess of misfortune is only a name. You bet, I'm gonna make it, I promise. Next time we meet, I'll only be an unlucky person instead of a goddess. Yeah, that's the spirit. Well, Mr. Wright, Maya, I should get going. Okay, good luck to you. Thanks, you take care of yourselves too. What a horrible day. I've gotten my memory back, but things are still a little fuzzy. But you're okay, and that's what counts. You really had me worried. Come on, let's go back to the office. I'm afraid to ask, but here goes. So, this might sound bad, but, who are you? What? I thought you said you got your memory back. Maybe now we're gonna find out. At that moment, everything really did come back to me. Detective Gumshoe. He's someone I have had clashes with in the past during certain cases, but he's also been a good ally during others. The judge. He's a lovable, kind old man who is easily swayed by other people's opinions. But in the end, he always comes up with the right verdict. This person, I haven't got a clue. He seems to know me, but maybe he's been mistaking me for someone else. He's the prosecutor in the first case in the first game. Ah well, and this girl, Maya? You finally remembered. This is Maya Fay, my assistant. That's right, I have so many unforgettable memories about her. For example, Earth the Nick, what's wrong? You keep staring at me, don't tell me you've missed me. Well, yeah, I suppose I have. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages. Oh, well, I'm back now, so it's time for us to create new memories together. Alright, sounds good. All the phone numbers on my phone were erased by Mr. Wellington. I guess I have to start over from the very beginning. Come on, Nick. Let's go to our usual burger joint. Okay. Actually, it hasn't even been that long since she came back into my life. And that story began on one rainy afternoon 2 months ago. Oh ho. But we're not about to find out about that, it seems. A brand new episode has been added. That was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills. I was murdered by that person. What? That's why I took my revenge. It's only fair, isn't it? Ini? I finally get to see you again, and it's not your fault you didn't do it. No, I did it. I killed that person. What, I'm gonna have to defend her again? But that wasn't you. It doesn't matter. It might as well have been me. I can't believe something like this happened. The events of that gloomy, rainy afternoon that started this whole mess keep playing through my mind. What? June 16th? What depressing rain. Do you understand how depressed that makes me? Do you? I guess. But actually, more than being depressed, I'm angry. Angry at that weather girl on TV. I think a little rainy spell will take a break with the day of sun. Is what that girl said. I'd stake my life on it. Well, it's the weather. But that's why I didn't bother to bring an umbrella today. What nerve calling herself a weather girl? She's going to hear about my $1,500 suit. About your case. Unless you're planning on suing the weather girl. I'm sorry. I thought that before we got down to business, we could have some friendly chatter. My name is Dr. Turner Gray. I'm a surgeon. Remind me never to end up under his knife. I'm here today because of this incident. Malpractice at Gray Surgical Clinic. 14 patients lose their lives. Oh, you're the doctor at... It's really quite upsetting. Did you hear me? Upsetting! Yes, I heard you. I agree, it's quite upsetting, Dr. Gray. The one that screwed up was that nurse. It was her that got the medication mixed up and killed those 14 patients. And yet, now listen good, and yet, that nurse had the nerve to go and die before admitting to her wrongdoing. She didn't even offer any sort of explanation to me, and this is the kicker. She up and has herself a grand old accident and crashes her car. Smash, crunch, instantly transforming her car into the accordion model. That's right, about a year ago, all the tabloid shows were talking about it. 14 victims of medical malpractice and the nurse's mysterious fatal accident. There were rumors that Dr. Gray had actually caused that crash. People said it was to forever hide the person responsible for the malpractice incident. Who's the woman beside the car, by the way? Why would I? Now, I'm just going to say this once. Why on earth would I want to kill that nurse? She's the one who killed those 14 patients, not me. I think you need to take a deep breath, Doctor, and focus. More to the point. This case is over a year old. Why I'm bringing it up now? That's simple, because the situation is slipping out of my grasp. That just won't do. My clinic isn't seeing nearly as many patients nowadays. Do you understand what that means? It means they're not coming to my clinic. You don't say. If it were me, I don't think I'd want to go either. So, what would you like me to do about it? I want you to help me prove I'm innocent. You do realize I'm a lawyer, not a private investigator, right? No, this is something only you can do. Maya Fey, you know this girl, correct? Maya, why would you know her name? I heard you were working under her for a little while. I was working under Maya? Well, yes, I mean, hey, wait a second here. I worked under her? Yes, am I wrong? She told me so. I'm not quite sure if... Well, we worked a few trials together, but she went back to her hometown to undergo more training. Ah, yes, I heard it must be lonely for you. What? Wait, I'm not. She must be an extraordinary girl to handle such rigid training. I have an acquaintance who knows a lot about these mystical sorts of things. She's the one who introduced me to Miss Fey. Is Maya really that famous? And I've already set up an appointment. For what? What else? A channeling! I'm going to have her call the spirit of that nurse that went and got herself killed. Oh. Maya, I wonder what she's up to right now. We, the women of the Fey clan, have always been spirit mediums. It's because the power to communicate with the spirits flows strongly through us. That's what she told me. I guess she's learned to accept her responsibilities and become an adult. Do we ever age yet? 18. Wasn't she 16 or 7? My assistant until a year ago. Ah, so that's 1 year later then. Exactly. Okay. Yeah, so she was 17, yeah. So she gave me one condition before accepting my request. A condition? The condition is you, Mr. Wright. She said that she wouldn't do the channeling without first seeing you again. Me? And that is why I've searched you out. You want to see her too, don't you? And so, that is how I ended up visiting Maya's hometown with the doctor. June 16, Crane. I'm not even sure how to pronounce that. So this is Crane Village, Maya's hometown. And that would be her cousin? Why, hello there. What an odd little girl. Hey, wait up, Pearly. Someone else is coming this way. Nick! Maya, how are you? It's good to see you again. Wow, I didn't think you'd really show up. It's not that big a deal. You made it sound like you were so far away. Well, maybe I exaggerated just a little. It was only 2 hours by train. If I had known you were this close, I'd have visited more. No, you're not allowed. I already decided, you know. Until I become an adult, I have to work hard and be strong by myself. Oh, well. Anyway, congratulations. I'm glad to hear training is going well for you. Hehe. It's about time to check things out. It's an old-style phone booth. I can't say it fits in with this area too well. My cell phone doesn't get reception up here, so who knows, I may need it later. A bus stop? An old bus stop. It says Crane Village on the signpost. The buses seem incredibly inconvenient since they only come 3 times a day. You don't say. That reminds me of that backwater town I live in. A giant rock that seems to be reaching for the sky. Its origins are written on a beat-up old sign. It looks like this giant rock is called the Crane Boulder. There's a really complex explanation written here, but long story short, it's a big stone for spirits to live in, or something like that. Rustic, thatch-roofed houses where the other villagers live line the street. They're nowhere near as large or as nice as the manor in front of me. It's kind of a... yeah, whatever. The biggest, most elegant of the buildings I can see from here. This is Fay Manor, the place my calls home. It's easy to be overwhelmed by its presence. Well, that seems to be all. Check this out. It's good to see this tarnished badge again. What do you mean by tarnished? Well, look, this badge is like every other. It's bound to lose its color and shine after years and years. But you know, polishing it up once in a while wouldn't be a bad idea. Today's channeling. Looks like you've finally become a full-fledged medium taking on your first job. Yeah, I didn't think it would be this soon. But this case, do you know the messy story behind it? Behold the power of the Maya Intelligence Network. Let's see. 14 people died because of malpractice on Dr. Gray's part, right? And to pin the blame on the nurse, he killed her in what appeared to be a car accident. So... what is this Maya Intelligence Network anyway? The tabloids. That's what I thought. I'm just pulling your leg, Nick. What really happened is the exact opposite. I heard all about it from Dr. Gray. Oh, come on, Nick. I wouldn't take Gray's killer as a client. It's too scary, even for me. Yeah, I guess so. So this is your hometown, huh, Maya? Yep, Crane Village, but I've heard people call this place Medium Valley, too. Interesting. So everyone that lives here is a spirit medium? Pretty much. Most of my ancestors were too, I think. That's probably true since the Fey ability to communicate with the dead is so strong. Actually, only the women of this village are mediums. So what do the men do? They usually work someplace outside the village. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you about that girl I saw earlier. Do you know her? Oh, you mean Pearly? Pearl Fay. She's my cousin. Ah yeah, I thought so. Isn't she adorable, just like yours truly? Cousin. Wait, then that means, is she also, Yup, she's a medium too. Pearly is a real genius when it comes to channeling. I see. I hope I didn't scare her when I tried to talk to her earlier. Nah, it's not you. My aunt drilled it into her head that if a suspicious-looking person tries to talk to you, run away. Suspicious-looking? Well, you're not wearing training clothes, for starters. Of course not. Pearly is my aunt's most valued treasure, so she's not allowed to go outside of town. She doesn't know much about the world outside of Crane Village. Aunt? Pearly's mother is my aunt. Duh. Come on, Nick. Well, Nick, I've got to get going. It's about time for the channeling to start. Oh yeah. I'm doing the channeling in my house, so come on in, okay? After I'm done, we can grill up some juicy burgers. Alright, good luck, Maya. Thanks. Well, at least she's still the same perky Maya. Meditation room. Fay Manor meditation room on June 19th. Ah, Mr. Wright, I'm so glad you showed. Some nice weather we're having today. Aren't you happy? No, not at all. That stupid weather girl made the wrong call again. It will rain cats and dogs today, she said with a straight face. I can't believe they allow such misguided reports on the public airwaves. Looks like talking about the weather with this guy is just asking for punishment. But anyway, this is a splendid manor. No argument there. It's hard to believe that this is Maya's house, though. I was given a guide map to this building. Here, Mr. Wright, I have a copy for you, too. Guide map added to the court record. Let's see. Winding way, side room, channeling chamber. Looks more like a dojo than anything else, if you ask me. Let's check the place out first. A piece of cloth with a ton of finely written characters jammed onto it. Probably esoteric knowledge only mediums would know. Let's see. Here's one in English. It says, 100 ways to save money. Being a medium sounds like a rough way of life. This door leads out to the winding way. The weather outside looks really nice. I like how meditation room right there has been translated to English, but not those scriptures. They remain in Japanese. Hold on. What did it say? Someone with a lot of skill wrote these 4 Chinese characters with a brush. Oh, look, here's a translation. Once in a lifetime. Its message is people should value their ghostly meetings as once in a lifetime chances. The door that leads to the channeling chamber, the place where spirits and people meet. The iron in this door was tempered, making it very solid. It looks like there is a strong lock on this door to top it off. Okay, let's talk then. What are you going to do once the nurse's spirit has been called? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to have her write a signed confession. A signed confession? Yes, a confession. Pay attention, I'll have her write this. 1 year ago, on May 2nd, 14 patients died due to my negligence. And then, on May 24th, I fell asleep at the wheel and died in a car accident due to my further negligence. I'm sorry and I apologize for being negligent. That's what I'll have her write, assuming she's willing to go along with it. With a confession, the rain falling on my soul can finally stop. Oh, I see. So how did you hear about Maya Fey? I heard about her from an acquaintance, a girl studying the occult at the college. That girl introduced me to this village. This is the home of the Curain School of Channeling. The home, huh? And Miss Maya is a daughter of the Master, I hear. Master? Anyway, do you see that door? That's the room where people and spirits meet. Miss Maya's aunt is in there right now. Would you care to meet her? Can I go there? Can I go in there? Can I go somewhere else first before I do that? Wow, this garden is really breathtaking. Someone put a lot of love into it. What is that over there? Is that an incinerator? It looks a little out of place in a garden like this. Examine. It's a small incinerator. I don't think garbage trucks come all the way out here to tiny villages like this. So every family has to burn their own trash. A splendid garden with a small lamp and traditional decorations. It's a bit small to walk around in, although that incinerator piques my curiosity. It's a really old urn. The ashes of a person long dead are inside. It looks like something with a long history. Other than that, it's not very interesting, so time to move on. It looks like there's a room over there too. A peaceful feeling is emanating from it. Well, let's move. That seems to be everything. June 19th. Fey Manor, side room. So this is the side room. Looks like it's more of a break room. There is bedding spread out on the floor. It looks like someone's sleeping in one. I shouldn't disturb them. Who's sleeping? There's bedding spread out on the floor. Is that someone sleeping in one over there? She's probably an exhausted medium taking a break and catching some Z's. If I wake her up, she might be grumpy and throw a spell on me. It's probably a good idea to not disturb her sleep. It's a small alcove. I have no idea what it's supposed to mean or symbolize. If I had one of these in the office, it would end up as a storage space. But here, it's decorated with some pretty flowers and a beautiful hanging scroll. It's a decorative wooden bear sculpture. There's a plate attached to the base. Crane Village, the heart of channeling. What the? It's a souvenir. So does this mean it's easy to spot bears here, and for them to spot you? This is the first time I've seen a sliding door like this in person. From here, I can see the winding way and the little garden in the courtyard. Yeah, okay, let's move. Let's go back to the meditation room and then the channeling chamber. Wow, it's such a strange atmosphere in here. These flickering lights, I guess they're candles. Good sir, who might you be? My name is Phoenix Wright. Oh, you must be that good sir. Good sir? Is she talking about me? You're a lawyer, are you not, good sir? I have heard so much about you from Mystic Maya. Is that so? Mystic Maya? I am Mystic Maya's aunt, Morgan Fay. Nice to meet you. I had wanted to speak with you about a certain incident, good sir. It would seem that perhaps you ask too much of Mystic Maya in performing your duties. Most unbecoming, I'm afraid. Uh-huh. Don't tell me you have already forgotten. Was it not for Mystic Maya and her assistants, you would surely not have won. First a girl that runs away, and now an old lady who says I stink at doing my job. When did I become the poster boy for how not to make a first impression? The past is the past, though. Let us speak of the present now. Thank you. Let me check the place out first. This folding screen is really showing its age. All of its edges are a bit tattered. The lettering is fading too. I think I recognize a few of the characters on here. Kuline. I'm pretty sure that's what it says. Maybe I'll ask Maya about it later. I guess this is an altar. Whatever it is, it feels very important. A mirror-like object with a cloudy reflective surface. And some... yeah, whatever. Good sir, I wonder if you would please not touch the sacred objects. Those objects are being offered to the spirits. If you were to touch them, good sir, they would become cursed. Yes, cursed. She really didn't have to talk down to me. I'm not that much of an idiot. There is some empty space behind the folding screen. The light of the candles can't reach back there, so it's completely dark. That's not true, I can see perfectly well. Her hair is exaggerated, right? Yeah, that hair must weigh a lot. Yeah, my thoughts exactly, yeah. It's a bit over the top indeed. This is where the medium sits, I assume. There are 4 panels on this flooring. The straw in the flooring feels a little damp, probably from the humidity in the air. Yeah, other than the door, there's nothing to check, I think. The meditation room is on the other side of this very heavy-looking door. There's a giant iron lock where the handle is. It feels like a curtain that separates the normal world from the spirit one. Okay, let's talk about Maya. So why do you add Mystic to Maya's name? Isn't that a little strange? Good sir! Don't make that face. That's kind of scary. Yes! How dare you be so rude and disrespectful towards Mystic Maya? I'm sorry. She must be addressed by her proper title, good sir. You must call her Mystic Maya. So about Mystic Maya, it is a blood. Excuse me? Blood? Mystic Maya carries the blood of the Master. In actuality, she is the only one remaining. Only one remaining? What's that supposed to mean? Mystic Maya is the last of the rightful heirs of the Crane channeling technique. Okay, then where do you stand? That was a little more complicated. Although a woman of the Fey clan, I am merely a member of the Branch family. Branch family? What's that? It is as it sounds. For a member of the Branch family, no matter her spiritual power, she can never become the master of the Crane school. So, how strong are you? It is a shame, however, I will admit. I cannot even begin to compare the lowliness of my power to the Master's. So that's how it is. So today's channeling will be our first. Yes, good sir, because the spirit of a person who dies in a traffic accident is usually very strong. It is usually easier to call that person to our world. Traffic accident indeed. The channeling will take place here in this channeling chambers, good sir. As you can see, I am in the middle of preparing. So, this room is the channeling chamber. The place where a spirit medium speaks with those who have departed. I don't suppose you'd mind if we observed the session? Do not even think of such nonsense. Only the medium and the client may enter here. Oh. The secrets of the current techniques cannot be seen by just anybody. That never stopped Maya from doing it in front of me before. It is also for your safety, good sir. If something were to go wrong, that is why, while channeling is being performed, that heavy door is securely locked. Oh, that's what the lock is for. Oh, yes. I wonder if you have yet to meet Pearl, good sir. Pearl? She is an adorable, angelic young girl. Yeah, that one? Oh, that odd. She's my daughter. Now then, what was it you were about to say? What a cute daughter you have! A pure heart that knows not of the evils in this world is a powerful thing, good sir. Please refrain from affiliating with her, I request. Well, it's not like I had the chance to anyway. I must insist and stress that you not let it occur. Okay, I get it. Right. Okay. Check this out. Good sir. We would like to begin the channeling at 3 o'clock. If you don't mind, good sir, would you mind allowing me to make preparations? Sure, go ahead. She's a fae, alright? Just as odd as the rest. I think she wants me to move out. Hey, you! Hold on now. This gal's got a few questions to ask. I'm sure I've heard that southern accent somewhere before. No. Her again. Oh, well, I'll be. It's Mr. Phoenix Wright. How you been? Haven't seen you in, what, a year? You are, a lot of heart. You're a lot of heart, right? Bingo. I'm the one and only paranormal photographer, a lot of heart. So I guess you're still at it, being a photographer, I mean. Of course. And today, I'm gonna get myself a real scoop. You wait and see. Oh, that's right. This ain't no time to be wasting time. The channeling's about to get started. Is it that time already? We all should hurry up and get to the meditation room. What are you waiting around for? Come on. Load of heart, huh? I've been judging her harshly because of that case. But I guess looking back, we had some good times too. If I go there again, that same person is still sleeping. June 19th. We will now begin the channeling. Mystic Maya and honored guest, please proceed into the channeling chamber. With this, I can finally swat all those pesky flies once and for all. You hear me? They won't be able to say a single bad thing about me after this. You would love to hear them apologize, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you, Mr. Wright? Me? Oh, yeah, I sure would. Mystic Maya, do you have the channeling chamber key? Yep, right here. That is most satisfactory. That key is one of a kind, so please take care of it well. It'll be fine, Aunt Morgan. I won't lose it, trust me. Okay, Dr. Gray, let's get started. Finally, let's go. That was the sound of the door being locked, I guess, from the inside. Now, let us wait patiently out here for them. Please have some lovely bit and green tea and jaw-dropping large strawberry desserts. Hold on now, Granny. Granny? How come we ain't allowed in that room? Dear madam, you have an impressive grasp of English. From where did you learn it? What? I'm from the heart of the heartland. Is that so? Then I humbly request that you return to this heart of the heartland. What are you... This is Korean Village. If you cannot follow our traditions and rules, we request that you leave. Sorry. Wow, she shut Loda up. Now that's impressive. Now then, let us wait. Hey now, what was that just now? And... just as it shoots in the game, I hear an ambulance on the outside. Or maybe the police, actually. Hey, that's a gunshot. Excuse me? I've heard that sound before. It's a gunshot. I bet my afro on it. Maya is in there. I wouldn't dare to break into the chamber. Ask Morgan what to do. Miss Faye, what should we do? Yellow-bellied chicken liver! What are you waiting for? Kick it down already! But the key. That key is one of a kind. In this world, there is only one. Oh, there is only that one. Even I am powerless to open that door. There's really no other way. Alright, stand aside. I'm going to break the door down. Ooh, wait, please, that's sort of recklessness. Yeah, that's what I call being a man. Oh. Dr. Gray. She took a photo. I was murdered. Maya? That man murdered me. So I killed him. What? Loda, at a time like this? Times like this are perfect for snapping up shots. But anyway, what's going on here? This gal, is she... Maya? Too much of coincidence? Yeah, about the thing earlier, yeah. Step away from there. Please leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. But... Hurry before there are more victims here. Hey, let's go, city boy. Leave this to the granny. So that's why she was in an interrogation room before. In that cutscene. My cell phone doesn't get reception way out here, so I ended up using the phone booth to call the police. And they're on their way. That's good. Loudy, I saw a genuine mysterious phenomenon. She seems really on edge because of all this. Not that I blame her. I'm scared to death by what's going on. Hey, mister, that gal, Maya, she wasn't the one that pulled the trigger, was she? Oh, yeah. Loda doesn't know that when Maya is channeling, her whole physical appearance changes, especially in the chest area. Then again, weren't there only the two of them in there? I reckon she must have done it. Loda, what do you know about Dr. Gray? Not much, but I did some digging. That's one gent with a bad reputation. Really? I hear he's good at surgery and stuff, but his personality stinks like wet sheep. I sort of got the same impression myself. He's real controlling. As soon as his nurse or patients don't do what he says, he starts a hollering. It must have been real rough for him to work for him. Actually, I just wondered about something. If she was trying to channel a man, does that mean she'd grow a dick? Ugh. Ugh. She's only ever channeled women, so I guess we were never gonna find out, and I prefer it that way. Let's move back inside, I guess. Ah, Mr. Wright. Miss Faye. Or, yeah, it is Miss Faye. I was, Mystic Maya. She has returned to this world. The spirit severing technique was successful. Let me see her, please. She is still unconscious. I humbly request that you wait outside for her recovery. She seems awfully calm about all this. Now, that's a thought I didn't want in my head. Sorry. Thanks. It's probably better if we never find out. The police are here. Sorry to keep waiting. You again. What are you doing all the way out here, Detective Gumshoe? It's actually kind of funny. I was in the area for a business trip, pal. Well, time to check out the crime scene. have to question everyone here later on. So just sit tight, alright? Why is he grinning at me? Shall I show you the scene of the crime, Detective Jim Shoe? My name isn't Jim Shoe. Two of them went into the channeling chamber. I guess all I can do for now is see what everyone else has to say. Is there going to be someone in here? I'm pretty sure there was someone sleeping here earlier. Like, how can I help you? Isn't it about time to start? Time to start what? You know, like the channeling. Channeling? No, actually the situation has kind of changed. Like, what do you mean? Please stay calm, but there has been a murder. So like a murder is that thing where like one person kills another, right? Yes, a person has killed another person. Oh, that's, what are the words I'm looking for? It's like totally a bummer. Yeah, after all that effort, that's all she had to say. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to, like, introduce myself. My name is Eeny Miny. Yeah, okay. At the college, I'm researching and studying parapsychology. Parapsychology? That's right. I think people, like, usually call it occult studies or something. Like supernatural phenomenon, ESP and psychic powers, that sort of stuff. That's pretty out there. I'm Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. Right. Eeny miny. So what brings you here today? So I was the one who told Dr. Gray about this place. He asked me, like, do you know of a good spirit medium? Dr. Gray did say something about being introduced to this place. Cause, like, talking to dead people and, like, multiple personalities are my thing. I see, then. Is it going to be an eeny-miny mo trope, isn't it? But most of the character names in this series of games, there is always kind of a play on words with all their names. It's more prominent in the Japanese original version, from what I hear. But in English, it doesn't translate over very well. No, but not all the time, anyway. Not for all characters. Like, I wasn't feeling good. I'm, like, allergic to sesame seeds. They, like, must put some in the food they served for lunch. That doesn't sound fun. So I, like, fell asleep and came in here to, like, sleep. I totally feel like I've wasted my time because I, like, slept a long time. Her like are starting to piss me off. Because I have to read them out loud as well. So you were sleeping here the entire time? Yeah, ever since lunch. So you don't know anything about the murder that took place? Like, what? Oh, that I, like, totally know nothing. So who was, like, you know, killed? The surgeon that requested the channeling, Dr. Gray. And she's still smiling? You and Dr. Gray knew each other, right? I don't know any Dr. Gray. Oh, really? Then what was all that talk about him earlier? Like, a long time ago was like a patient, yeah. She sounds like she's trying to hide something. Like, I'm really sorry, but I'm not all that smart. So I don't, like, get it. Why does it feel like she's just putting on an act? If she's a student in university, how can she be that dumb? If she's that dumb, how could she make it to uni in the first place? You left the blanket a mess. Are you going to fold it? Like, I had a really good nap and, like, I was thinking of leaving it like this, so, like, it's all set for tonight. Well, I suppose that's all she has to say. There's no one here as usual. Ah! Hey, how are you? You're Pearl, right? Silent as ever. What's that she's got in her hand? I've seen it somewhere before. What is it? Is it my hair? Is it too spiky? Not spiky enough? I showed her my badge, and she ran away. I'm just checking every possible location for people. She's probably scared out of her wits after having a murder take place right by her. Loda? God, don't let it be me next. Don't scare me like that. What do you mean? You're the one scaring me. If I weren't so tough, you'd have another dead body in your hands. Mine. Any ideas? Did you see or notice anything that stuck out at you? Nah, well, maybe one thing. What is it? Turns out my poor stomach's not good at handling this kind of thing. What? Curses and ghosts and stuff coming back to get ya. This is just too much, I say. What is too much? Being an occult photographer. That's some scary stuff, so I think I'm gonna try being a celebrity photographer now. Going after photos more within your reach from now on. More glamour, less gore. What's up? Oh, yeah. What is it? I took some hot pictures earlier. Huh? Remember I took some pictures of the murder scene inside? She did. 2 even. The seance murder. I sure like the ring of that. It'll be a sensational story. Loda. Sorry, but my journalistic sense is burning inside me. Hate to cut and run, but I'm heading back in. Gotta beat those cops. Beat those cops to it, I think is what she meant to say. I don't know who's scarier, Loda or the spirits. And why does it feel like we've been through this before? She's back, I guess. Let me save before she runs off again. Why does she keep running away when I show my badge? Okay, well, let's try. No, okay, she just runs away. Let's try the second option then. Okay, the same thing keeps happening. What is it? Is it my hair? Yeah, right. Okay, side room. Well, I'm just gonna leave her alone then if I can't get her to react to anything. Channeling chamber. The police are busily running here and there, and I don't see Maya anywhere. Hey you, don't touch anything! Look, I really need to ask you some questions. Don't look at me like I'm some sort of uncaring jerk. Tell you what, pal, I'll let you ask me a few questions, alright? They moved the body already? Hey pal, no touching without my permission. I'm just looking at it. Hey, I can't be too careful if a kid like her can be a murder suspect now, can I? I guess if I want to search this room, I'm going to have to come back later. Maya. About Maya, I hate to break this to you, pal, but with the way things look now, that girl's the only one who could have done it. Yeah, only Maya and the victim were inside this room after all. But Maya is... You can ask more about her later, pal. Right now, I've got a job to do, and that's collecting evidence. Detective Gumshoe looks like a real professional, and yet, something about his expression still looks the same. So, Dr. Gray was shot with a gun, huh? He was shot in the forehead, but he was also stabbed in the chest with a knife. A knife? Basically, the Vic was first stabbed, then he was shot. I'm really busy right now. I can take a look at it later, alright, pal? You didn't even take a glance at it. Hmm. If I can't examine the scene... Yeah, he's not gonna let me, is it? Well, that's all I can ask him, so... Oh, dear madam, you have such impeccable timing. Like, what's all the buzz? Alright everyone, listen up, you too, pal. I'm going to give you all a brief update. Right now, it looks like the investigation's not going to be done until real late. That is a terrible shame. I propose that everyone sleep here under the roof of the Fame Manor tonight. She seems awfully calm about it. I don't like it. What a mess. I can't believe how crazy this day turned out. Maya was arrested and taken away by the police, and I don't see myself getting any sleep tonight. Well, we're the next day. Next morning. Morning. I guess I must have nodded off at some point. I hope Maya is okay. I should hurry and get to the detention center ASAP. ASAP. Nick, Maya. What am I going to do? I never imagined it would turn out like this. Calm down, Maya. Take deep breath. Come to think of it, the first time I met her, it all started right here in this detention center. I finally get to see you again, and it's not your fault. You didn't do it. No, I did it. I killed that person. But that wasn't you. It doesn't matter. It might as well have been me. I was too weak, and I couldn't control the spirit's power, so I don't want to bring up the case quite yet, but you don't have to be nice to me. I understand. This guard monitors the visitor's room. I wonder if he's bored. Not that I can tell since he never looks over this way. Smile, you're on candid camera. Sorry, Nick, but there's nothing really special about it. Yeah, okay, that's our default reaction. Channeling. So you're the master or something of the Korean School of Channeling. Actually, my mother is for now. But since that title is passed from mother to daughter, I guess I will be someday. But many people think that channeling isn't real. That it's all just an act. You believe in us, don't you? Yeah, because I've seen it with my own eyes. When Maya's channeling your spirit, not only our voice, but our whole physical appearance changes. Let's not bring that up again, shall we? It's a supernatural phenomenon that occurs every time. It happened this time too. Dr. Gray said that he wanted to call the nurse, so... Maya's body must have taken on that nurse's appearance. She was quite busty. What exactly happened in the channeling chamber? I went into that room with Dr. Gray, locked the door, and sat down across from him. Okay. We closed our eyes and I began the channeling. This is sounding kind of creepy, like the beginning of a scary story. And that's the last thing I remember. What? After a spirit comes into my body, I lose myself. My consciousness. Then you don't remember a single thing? When I came to, I was being held in my aunt's arms. And there was blood all over my clothes. Oh, but I do remember having a dream. A dream? What kind of dream did you have while you were channeling? I can't remember it all that well, but I was dead and buried in the ground. I couldn't move, and it was unbearable, really suffocating. It went something like that. I see. I have no idea what to say to that, other than... I would hate to be the one experiencing that. There was a really familiar smell, too. Under the ground? Yeah, I can't quite place it, but I know I've smelled that same scent before. I guess this is about all the information I'm going to gather for today. I'll be back later, Maya. In the meantime, please make sure you prepare it, okay? Huh? It? What is it? Document requesting me to be your attorney, of course. But, what's wrong? Are you sure? I mean, I'm guilty. I'm a murderer. No one's decided that yet. But I did. I killed that person with these 2 hands. That's enough, Maya. It's hopeless. If you defend me, you lose, I'm sure. Stop it. Help me. Nick, help me. I'm scared. Don't worry, I will. When is the trial? It sounds like tomorrow. As usual, 0 prep time. Alright, I'm going now. Wait! This jewel. This is called a Magatama. It's a magical charm and it's always protected me. Give this to Pearly and I'm sure she'll lend you her spiritual powers. Maya's Magatama, slightly translucent. It's small, but it has a deep, profound aura about it. Magatama? Hold on. Make sure you show that to Pearly, okay, Nick? I'm sure she'll be a big help to you. Assuming she's willing. Because she's not the very cooperative kind, that girl. Just gonna check in with my office real quick. Phew, it feels like I've been gone forever, but it's only been 1 day. Oh, that's right. Where's that newspaper Dr. Gray brought the other day? Ah, here it is, right on top of my desk. This is the only thing you left behind that's going to be of any help. Newspaper clipping 1 added to the court record. 1 year ago on May 2nd, 14 patients died from malpractice at Gray Surgical Clinic. A poster of the TV action hero Steel Samurai. Maya stuck it up here right before she left. I wouldn't say that the Steel Samurai and an attorney's office are a good match, but Maya threatened to curse me with some magic spell, so I guess I can stay. Charlie, a quite decorative plant. It's a memento of my boss, Mia, who passed away. The rest of the room may be in shambles, but I always manage to care for this little fella. There is a giant building just outside the window. It's the Gatewater Hotel, a high-class luxury hotel. Until recently, it had been a normal business-class hotel. Difficult-looking legal books stand in a formidable row. They mock me. Actually, I've neglected them for so long a layer of dust has started to form. One of these days, I should try to build up the courage to read one, I guess. It's my desk. I keep it neat for those rare occasions when I actually have a client in the office. Alrighty then. Let's go back to the village. I have to save Maya, no matter what. It's her life on the line. What in the world am I going to do, or whatever? The meditation room nurtures all mediums, young and old. Even mediums in training, I'd wager, but it's pretty deserted today. Probably because of the murder yesterday. Maybe I can check out the place a bit more now. June 20th, Fay Manor, Channeling Chamber. It looks like Detective Gumshoe isn't here today. I should take this chance and thoroughly check this room. If I'm lucky, I might uncover a clue or two. Oh, Mr. Wright. Good morning. I am on my way to go meet Mystic Maya, and I thought to bring her some items to make her feel more at home. Namely, tea so bitter you lose your tongue and jaw-droppingly large strawberry desserts. I'm sure Maya will be very grateful. That's Mystic Maya, good sir. Ugh, she's one scary lady. Oh dear, sweet Mystic Maya. Pearl wept constantly for you last night, as did I. You don't look upset at all. I know it's important for me to search the site, but I should ask her some questions too while I have the chance. I would like to ask you a few questions about what happened yesterday. Do you mean that awful tragedy? That man murdered me, so I killed him. Maya? Step away from there. Please leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. Yeah, what happened exactly after that? What happened here in this room after I left? Well, first I struck Mystic Maya on the head to make her go unconscious, correct? That is correct. Next I performed the spirit severing technique. Spirit severing technique? The spirit of that nurse was inside of Mystic Maya's body. I used the technique to send the nurse's spirit back to the other world. I wonder if this kind of testimony is even admissible in the court of law. By the way, what is this room exactly? The channeling chamber? This room was created for the sole purpose of preventing such a tragedy as yesterday. What do you mean? Sometimes when an inexperienced medium calls an especially strong spirit, that spirit may become violent and revolt, as you witnessed yesterday. Revolt, but how? When a spirit enters a medium's body, she loses her will and her self steps aside. To put it another way, the spirit is borrowing the medium's body, good sir. But isn't that extremely dangerous? An experienced medium has little problem controlling a spirit, but Mystic Maya, that was her first channeling. And that was why I insisted on locking the door. However, I never thought that would be calling danger upon the client himself. I am grateful that one of our heirlooms was not damaged in this horrible incident. And that would be... that folding screen there. It is the Kurain's sacred writings, along with the Kurain sacred urn. These are this village's most treasured possessions. If I ever found that something had happened to either one, oh, the humanity. Odd for her to be worrying about the folding screen at a time like this. I guess this isn't just some dilapidated old screen after all. So, how is Pearl today? Mr. Wright, yes, in this world, Pearl is my most treasured possession. When compared to even Mystic Maya, Pearl has the spiritual power to become a master. That's very impressive. Until now, the women of the branch family have thought themselves to be inferior. But Pearl is different. Her spiritual strength is so great, it's even greater than some of the main family. Yes, Pearl is a channeling prodigy, and is the pride of the branch family. Wow, she's really fired up now. In any case, our world is so different from yours, perhaps it is best for you to quit, good sir. Quit? Quit what? I will be leaving shortly to meet with Mystic Maya. I simply do not have the time to look at such trivial matters. Oh my! What is it? That is Mystic Maya's Magatama. Why do you have this in your possession? I'm sorry. Return it to Mystic Maya at once. Yes, ma'am. Why did it feel like I was being scolded by my own mother just now? I have to find Pearl now. She's gonna be here, isn't she? Little Pearl isn't here today. Maybe she's at school? There's something here that wasn't there yesterday. Oh, hey, like, you're that guy from yesterday, the, dentist guy? No, I'm a lawyer. That's right, Mr. Smith, Esquire. That's right. Wait, I mean you're wrong. My name is Wright. Smith, Wright. Well, I got like 3 letters at least. I don't think she gets the point. Anyway, why are you here? So, like, I study this thing called parapsychology at this college, and, you told me about that yesterday. The sesame allergy, too. What I'd really like to know is why you're still here today. Oh, so, like, that's what you meant. Like, you should have been more, like, clear about it. Sorry, my bad. No, it's okay, like, it's really... Yes. That's it? What? Just stop mid-sentence. Did I? So, like, what was I talking about again? If Lola ever wanted another genuine mysterious phenomenon, it's right here. Would you take a look at this? Hey, it's like one of those little badges people in Congress all wear. No, I'm a lawyer. L-A-W-Y-E-R. Like, so is that what you are? Wow, it's a Magatama. Oh, you shouldn't have. It's so totally not for you. Hey, like, it's not nice to freak me out like that. That should be my line. Like, I'm really sorry, but... And I know, like, you totally had your heart set on it, but I can't, like, take it. Who said anything about giving this to you? Like, I'm really sorry, but... Yeah, she's gonna say the same thing. Okay, let's talk. Eeny mighty. So, why are you still here today? Like, there's so much for me to, like, study here. Like what? Like, the medium's training or, like, how they inherit their spiritual power. I suppose this village is the real thing after all. So, like, I asked if I could stay here for, like, a little longer. Sure, things seems like the carefree type, at least on the surface. Have you heard about the murder? It's like totally scary, she says with a silly smile plastered on her face. My thoughts exactly. So, do you know anything about it that might help? Somehow I don't think she has a grip on reality, let alone what's going on here. Shit, no, I didn't need to select the same. About the victim, Dr. Gray. I don't know who you're talking about. Like, wait, I think you asked about him, like, yesterday, too. That's right, her reaction yesterday when I asked was... You and Dr. Gray knew each other, right? I don't know any Dr. Gray. Oh, really? And what was all that talk about him earlier? Huh? Well, like a long time ago, was like a patient, yeah. What kind of patient? Okay, she's definitely hiding something from me. Like, is something wrong? She's not about to tell me, though. I can examine this. Now where did this box come from? I'm sure this wasn't here last night. Looks like a box for storing clothes, but it's pretty big for just clothes. It's mostly empty, but a few folded pieces of channeling costume sits at the bottom. Oh, that's it? Nothing more? It's a decorative wooden bear sculpture where there's a plate attached to the base. Isn't it cute? I, like, totally bought that. Ah, so it's yours, huh? Yeah, so, like, this village is really famous for, like, channeling and bears. Huh. Wait, famous for bears? But it's, like, okay, if you ever, like, see a bear, you just play that, and they, like, leave you alone. Is that right? Yeah, cause, like, fighting back is totally of no use. She actually tried to fight one. Maybe the old lady is gone from the channeling chamber now? I know she's still here. Well, anyway, I have to stop streaming anyway. I was hoping to get to at least the point where it breaks before the first day of the trial, but I'm running out of time. But I will be back tomorrow normally, if all goes well anyway, unless something else comes up. And I will be continuing exactly from where I'm stopping here, so there we go. Well, thanks again for watching as usual, and I will be back very soon then. Enjoy the rest of your day, and until then, take care.